Hello and welcome to my second video in my Uni Crash Course. Today we're going to be talking about something which I think is often a big concern, and that is socialising, meeting people and making friends. Now there is a big stereotype for students, especially in Freshers Week, that means you're probably expecting lots of drinking and clubbing, right? Well, not necessarily. If I remember correctly, my first or second evening was spent with my flatmates deciding which Harry Potter character we'd all be if we went to a fancy dress party. If you're not a big alcohol fan or you don't particularly like clubs or bars, honestly, don't panic because it is not all there is. There will be plenty on with all sorts of societies and events. Often there are actually societies that are dedicated to sober activities. So if you're really anti-alcohol, I'm sure you can find something. Now, if clubbing is your scene, then yeah, you are in luck because it's pushed very hard at students. Everyone will be coming at you going clubbing. So if you are into that kind of thing, don't worry, you'll be able to find it. I would recommend gay bars because gay bars are just better, but obviously that's a personal choice. And the other thing I would say is ask older students because they know which student bar is the nicest and they know which student bar is the one that's really grimy, and they've probably done the rounds. So seriously, just go and ask them and they will know which ones to go to. Now, one of the things that people are often really worried about is bonding with their flatmates. You're probably going to be living with people that you've never met before and you might have nothing in common. So getting to know them can be a little bit tricky. I would particularly recommend a dinner together. It's a really good way of getting to know people. The food is the starting point of the conversation and then you can all just get to know each other. And I really would recommend something civilized like a dinner rather than doing something like clubbing. I don't know if it's common exactly, but there's this kind of idea about, you know, you arrive at uni and you get your flatmates and you all go out clubbing on the first night. I wouldn't really recommend it if I were you. You're not really going to be able to talk and get to know each other, and also you're probably going to be drinking quite a lot because you're going to be nervous, and do you really want the first impression that your flatmates have of you is you throwing up on the street? It's not a great way to start a friendship. Another thing you can do is go visit the area. Go for a little walk, visit your local park or find a local historical monument or something, I don't know. It's a great way to get to know each other and get to know the area, so it's two birds with one stone. The other people that you're going to be spending lots of time with and you will want to get to know is course mates. Now this is a lot easier because you've automatically got something in common, and very often the society that's related to the course will arrange social events so you can all get to know each other, so that's much easier. I think the main thing I would say is just remember that in the first few weeks of uni you have the right to talk to people. You really can just go up to someone and be like, "Hi, my name's Izzy, what's your name?" and just get talking. But I get it, that's kind of scary and you might well be nervous. There's two things I would recommend for that. One is, remember, you've probably heard it before, but remember that everyone is nervous, and I promise you that really is true. Everyone is going to be scared about talking to people. If you start the conversation with someone else, they'll probably be thankful. And secondly, start small. It's much easier, this is my top trick, to start a conversation just before the lecture starts. You have a topic of conversation, the upcoming lecture, but the best thing about it is that there's no pressure. So if the conversation dive bombs and they're clearly not into it, that's fine. You've got a lecture starting in a couple of minutes and you don't have to worry about continuing the conversation. But the main way that I think most people make friends at university is through societies. I can't speak for every university, but I think with sort of diversity laws they've got to. There is so much variety. You can do anything you're interested in. Try something new and have a laugh. Maybe have it as a bonding session with your flatmate. Yeah, double whammy. Or go for something that you've done for years and that you know you love, because then you know that you will have something in common with the other people going to the society. Many universities will have like taster sessions, hopefully for free, and I'd really recommend going to those to find out which societies are the best ones and which ones interest you the most. There are thousands of people at university, and if you decide to not join a society, they're probably not going to remember who you are, so it honestly doesn't matter, and don't feel pressured into joining something just because the person really wanted you to. And along those lines, most universities these days are pretty huge, so remember that there are thousands of people out there, so don't panic about finding a friend really quickly. Don't expect your new best friend to be living right next door. That's what happened to me, but I got really lucky. And also that universities don't have quite the same year taboo thing as schools do, so don't feel afraid about talking to older students, because I would say it's pretty much chill to talk to anyone you like. And older students are cool because they know their shit, you know, they've been around, they know the university and they know the area around the universities. It's a good way to learn all the tips and tricks without having to suffer yourself. And that is everything I have to say about making friends at university. If you have any questions or concerns, then comment them or tweet them to me with the hashtag Uni Crash Course, and I will be doing a big Q&A at the end of this project answering all of your questions. Thank you for watching, and I will see you tomorrow.